Hey, fourth grade. So today's video is focusing on changing mixed numbers into improper fractions. So yesterday I showed you two different ways we could take an improper fraction such as 5/4 or 13/2 and turn it into a mixed number. So today we're going to do the opposites. We're going to start with a mixed number here. So I'm going to start with my wholes. I want to turn my wholes into a fraction using the denominator that's given as a goal. So we know that when the numerator and the denominator are the same numbers, it's a whole. So for example, 3/3, that is equal to 1 whole. 7/7, that is equal to 1 whole. 23/23, those are all equal to 1 whole. So we want to take a look at how many wholes here. And here we have 1 whole. So I'm going to use my denominator. I'm going to start out with 4/4. So that represents my 1 whole. And then I'm just going to bring down my 3/4 and we're going to add it. So 4/4 plus 3/4 is the same as 7/4. So 1 3/4 really equals 7/4. All right, let's try another one. So I'm going to look at my mixed number, and the first thing I'm going to start with is looking at how many wholes I have. So let's say I have 2 and 2/3. So this time I have 2 wholes, so I need to create 2 wholes out of fractions. And I'm going to use my denominator here to help me. So I have thirds. So I know that 3/3 plus 3/3 will give me 2, because this is 1 plus 1. And then I'm going to bring down my 2/3 and just add that all together. So 3/3 plus 3/3 plus 2/3 equals 8/3. So 2 and 2/3 is the same as 8/3. All right, let's try one more together. All right, so let's say I have 10 and 1/5. So I have 10 and 1/5 here as my mixed number. So I want to think about, I have 10 wholes, so I need to break it off into fractions using my denominator. So take a moment, think about what over what is going to give me my whole in this situation. So hopefully you thought 5/5. So I need 10 of those 5/5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oops. I'm going to go to the second line. I don't have enough space. And 10. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I have 10 of 5/5 because our whole number is 10. So all of those represent our whole number. And then I just need to add my fraction plus 1/5. So when I add 5/5 plus 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 1/5, we have 51/5. Now, I want you to think about it for a second. I have a lot of fifths written here, and to write them all out is a lot. So how else could I write this equation? Think about what we've learned so far, because this might make your life a little easier. All right, so hopefully you're thinking, I have 10 groups of 5/5, so that's going to be the same as 10 groups of 5/5. And remember, when we do this, we have our whole number times our numerator is 50, and our fifths stay the same. So that's what we did, 50 fifths plus 1/5. All right, let's try one more using this multiplication to help you, just in case you get stuck with numbers that are large instead of 2 wholes or 4 wholes, or what if you have 15 wholes? What if you have 20 wholes? So let's say I have 20 and 3/4. So I want to turn that into an improper fraction. So when I look at this, I want to think about, well, what would my whole be if my denominator is 4? So we know it's 4/4. So I would need 20 of those. That's a lot to write out. 4/4 plus 4/4 plus 4/4 plus 4/4. And you would have that whole repeated addition sentence. But we do know that multiplication is just repeated addition. So I can do here 20 times 4/4. So when we think about it, 20 times our numerator is 80. And our denominator is going to stay the same. So we have 80/4 already, and now I'm just going to add that 3/4. 80/4 plus 3/4 equals 83/4. So hopefully between either repeatedly adding or using this multiplication and then adding the fraction, you'll be able to turn our mixed numbers into improper fractions. Later, guys.